As a matter of fact, it's a beautiful day right here, and I'm so excited because this is the time to talk sport. Sports ignite, sports unite, sports day and night, and you can never get a double dose when it comes to sport. Right, let's begin from the Super Falcons. It's actually World Women's Day 2025, so we need to start with the women this morning before they say, Ramsey is not gender sensitive. I'm gender sensitive, and I know the women are also doing very well from the world of sport, and I want to begin with the Super Falcons midfielder Chioma Olise, who has through and she has actually won her second game in the colours of Trabzonspor women in the Turkish women's top flight, and thanks to a 2-0 victory over Besiktas women, that game was so fantastic. The former Edo Queens midfielder made her second appearance for the club as they sealed the win with 2 second half goals. Olise, who actually introduced in the second half of the game, she wasn't even in the first half, she wasn't in the first 11, but then she performed very well, and of course she came in and she shared her delight after the game, emphasizing the team's winning mentality, and this is exactly what she said in her words, and I would like to put what she said exactly as she said she's excited about the game. They fought hard to the point of that they got the result they really wanted. It is one thing to fight, and it is another thing to get the actual result that you are fighting for, and that's what sport is all about. And right now we are saying congratulations to her, and of course she also said they will keep all the momentum without relenting and approaching their next game with full spirit. That is what Olise have actually said. With this victory now, as it is, Trabzonspor women now sit 5th on the league table with 38 beautiful and wonderful points. Their next fixture is an away clash against Vatanspor, who are now on 8th with 28 points. On Sunday they actually got a point. That was on March 16. That game is going to be going down. Very heated game. Olise joined the Turkish Women's Super League side Trabzonspor from Nigeria Women Football League champions Edo Queens, and the Falcons player signed a 1.5-year contract with her new team and dons the jersey number 16. That's beautiful, and congratulations to them. Well, I've been gender sensitive right here, and of course the women are really making us proud. Women are making us proud from the world of sport. I won't be able to call all their names right now. I think it is so good that the likes of Azizat Oshola, Promise, and the rest of them are doing very, very well. Indeed, they are all doing very, very well. And of course, we are so proud of the Super Falcons players. Moving away from there, let's get back to the MPFL. Some of the things happening from the MPFL. Hey, come on. Let's talk about MPFL a little bit. Do you know that some persons don't even like watching MPFL? Alright, I'll tell you why. Okay, let me remind you once again that my name is Ramsey Enoch, and of course my guest will be joining me on the program as we talk sports together. Darlington Polomi will be joining me all the way from Abuja via Zoom so that we can talk sports together this beautiful day. You know, sport is very sweet when two people are conversing, when they are discussing, but you know how it feels. And sometimes those who are discussing the sport, it's as if when they get to the field of play, they will play more than even the captain. But then let's just talk sports this morning. Let's just go there. I'm talking about the speculators. Alright, Darlington will be joining me. It's good to have you join us this morning and talk sports. Darlington. Hello, Darlington. Alright, as soon as Darlington established his call, I will let you know. But now, do you know that Sunshine Stars will escape relegation? Are you aware that they escaped relegation? As a matter of fact, let me just bring you the story right now. Bala Promises Sunshine Stars coach Abubakar Bala has already remained confident that the Akure Bay side will not be relegated in the 2024-2025 Nigerian Premier Football League. following their resurgence once again in their last two games that they played after edging Kwara United 4-2 last week. I'm just taking you back memory lane a little bit so that you can know why the coach said, well, they are not giving up. Well, they will be escaping relegation, but then until then we wouldn't know. But last side pick up a crucial point on the road. That was when they forced a 1-1 draw against Nasarawa United. That was in Lafia, playing at home, and of course having a draw is just like getting a win. If you want to look at the NPFL syndrome, the way it happened, when you're playing at home, people feel you got to win because you're playing at home, and a lot of advantages come from there. But then that's not how it's supposed to be, and that's what the reason is part of the reason why a lot of people don't really like watching the football. And as a matter of fact, let's quickly look at the fact that they played that game at home and they actually drew that game 1-1. And moving away from there, Ahmadu Liman was the hero again as they get the level before halftime after their host took an early lead despite avoiding defeat. Their last two games, Sunshine Stars are currently placed 18th in the table with 32 points and a huge goal deficit of minus 15 after 28 games. This is not too sweet, man. But then I think they got a hope because the coach, and like you can see him on the screen right now, he's so confident. And that's one thing that I always tell people: as a coach, you need to be confident because your confidence will translate to the players, and it's so good the coach is so confident and he has made his statement. According to the coach who took over the reins of the club in mid-season, is looking to the bright side with 10 games up to go this season, and this is exactly what he said. He said it was a hard fight. We fought it, and the boys did that what they could actually do, and he said him as a coach is grateful for what the boys did since the commencement of the second round. He said they haven't got any win on the road, and he believes as a coach that the boys are making amends for their weaknesses in their away matches. To get a goal in the away match is not an easy task. Congratulations, coach, because he said he see more points on the road. Bala is the one who has made that statement. That's the coach of the club. All right, moving away from there, let's get my coach to join. As a matter of fact, my analyst is going to be joining us right now. Darlington, it's good to have you on the call this morning. Do we have you there? Hello, good morning. Hello, Darlington, do we have you? All right, Darlington is not here yet. We'll get to let him in as soon as he comes. Let's go on a quick break. After this break, we'll come back and we'll talk about something very special, and that is the World Cup qualifiers. That's going to be the next discussion. Just stay with us on TalkSport this morning as we return from this break and hit the road talking about the final squad for the Super Eagles game that is coming very soon. Stay with us. All right, we're back, and of course, we're going to talk about the World Cup qualifiers. Chile sets to name Eagles the final squad, and the Super Eagles head coach of Chile is set to announce 23-man squad, and that's going to be the final list that he's going to be releasing. And that's might provide this week ahead of the Nigerians' crucial 2026 World Cup qualifying fixture against Rwanda and Zimbabwe, and that will be happening later this month. But then we heard about 39 provincial lists and a lot of people coming in, freshers coming in, and these are guys that we really need in the team. Who is going to make the final list? And that's it right there. All right, let's get Darlington to join us as we talk sport this morning. It's good to have you join us this morning, Darlington Polomi from Abuja.
It's good to have you. Thank you. I'm always honored to be with you anytime.
All right, let's look at Chile is set to name Eagles a final squad, and as a matter of fact, remember we have 39 players, names that he came up with, and we have a lot of new names, including that of Ahmed Musa, the captain of the Eagles, who has not been playing for a very long time, and now we are waiting for a 23-man squad. This week we are expecting that name to actually come, and the tactician who released an expanded provisional squad of 29 players last week has kept the Nigerian football community waiting as fans eagerly anticipate selection for what will be his debut matches in charge of the three-time African champions. Chile's appointment came at a critical juncture, like we all know. Darlington, if you could remember, of course, with the Super Eagles World Cup qualifications hope hanging by a thread after a disastrous start to the campaign that has yielded only 2 points from possible 12, and the expanded provisional squad of future and intriguing blend of experienced campaigners and exciting young talents that are coming in that we have seen their names, but we don't know who is going to make the 23 final list yet, and that is signaling Chile's intention to revitalize a team that has struggled for form and of course consistency in recent outings. We have very formidable players in the Super Eagles, but we are not getting exactly what we are supposed to be getting as the big brothers of Africa that we are. Now, what do you think about this provisional list? If you are the coach, who do you think should actually make the list? Darlington, over to you.
Good morning once again. I'm always honored to be live here with you. Always honored. You understand? So, when I saw the provisional list, the 39-man squad that was listed out by the coach, I saw names like Ahmed Musa. I saw names like Kelechi Iheanacho, and some names that are very questionable. This team is brimming with lots of talent, and as a coach and as somebody that loves his country, I want the best players in this country to participate in any ongoing tournament or any competition that this team is going to compete in. So the idea of having Ahmed Musa is not something many, not only me, I think lots of fans found out the idea when they saw him on the 39. I don't know if it's because of experience, that's why he's there. I don't know if because of, but Kelechi Iheanacho on the other hand, he's not playing very well at the moment. He's not even playing lots of games at the moment, so he should not be there. That's that, and I think our defense has some lapses. He invited some very solid names, and I expect those names to be included in the team sheet. And hopefully, he gets the team that he wants, and the players that he invited, he gets them. Their club releases them, because some European clubs don't release their players easily, and he gets those players. And if he gets those players, I think we are good to go. We are going to qualify. I'm sure of this thing. It's bringing lots of talents. We have the reigning African Player of the Year in the team. We have one of the best strikers in the whole of the world in the team. We have good midfielders, solid defenders, and hopefully this team is going to qualify.
Right. Hopefully this team is going to qualify. Now, let's really look at Ademola Lookman and the Gasperini rift that already has been settled. As a matter of fact, Juventus, after they won their game, courtesy of the fantastic performance of Ademola Lookman, Atlanta's manager, Geno Pero Gasperini and Ademola Lookman share a touching moment, which led to a warm embrace between the pair on the touchline. You know, sometimes one of the things that unites people is sport. See, if for sport, if you are your enemy, even at they watch one game, when you guys go and hug yourself, you wouldn't know. You know what I'm saying? That's how powerful sport is, and that's exactly what happened between the coach and, of course, the player Ademola Lookman, the African footballer of the year, right on the touchline there, as the Nigerian international was substituted in the 80 minutes of the game. It's a historic game of 4-0 triumph over Juventus at the Allianz Stadium. And of course, this is what Gasperini says. Say, can I give you a hug? You know, say, because he don't do bad thing before. Now, for him to actually give Ademola Lookman, the player, a hug, he had to take permission. And that's the reason why it's not good to talk people down when they make mistake, because mistake happens. But as it is right now, it is so fantastic that the whole thing appears to have finally been buried. The hatchet has been buried following a public fallout that rocked the Bergamo club last month after their Champions League exit. Lookman, who netted his landmark 50th Serie A goal during the demolition. This is the 50th Serie A goal that the guy is getting, and it is a demolition of the Turin giant, and he had been subjected to unprecedented criticism from his manager following a penalty miss. That's bygone now, because they now have a very good understanding. But remember that the 27-year-old goal against Juventus was the 13th of the Serie A campaign, taking his tally to 18 across all competition this season, already surpassing the total from last term. And the reigning African player of the year, like we all know him, is now up to 25 goals contribution from 31 matches. That's fantastic for me. That's beautiful. And as a matter of fact, in all competition this season, that's how far this young man has actually gone. He has made up 5 goals and 2 assists from 7 Champions League outings, and of course 13 goals and 5 assists from 22 appearances in Serie A. That's fantastic for me. I'm proud of this young man. But now, looking at everything, I don't know, and of course his coach is promising him something, that he is going to be wearing the captain band for the rest of the season. What do you think about all of this? Ademola Lookman is not making us feel bad at all. I'm so proud of him. Darlington, what's your take? What are you thinking right now? Let's feel your mind, bro.
Yeah, first things first, I will point by saying football is a game of passion. Whilst people are condemning Gasperini for what he did to Ademola Lookman, you should also understand that that game has nerves. Again, football is a game of lots of nerves. Again, it's a nervy game. You can understand that he was a bit angry because of his passion, because of the love of his team. I'm not saying what Gasperini did was right. What I'm saying is, football is a game of passion. You don't judge somebody, a good man, like he has been a very, very good mentor to the players, to the Atalanta players. He has been a very good mentor, a very good coach. We don't take that away from him. But his attitude that day was poor. And what I'm pointing at is it's a game of passion. Anything can happen. That's football. But the idea that he asked for permission to hug Ademola Lookman after the goal shows the admiration he has for the guy. This is not today. This is not from the last 3 games against Juventus. This is before now. Like, the man has seen, he knows the quality that Ademola Lookman possesses. As a matter of fact, he said it in a press conference. Ademola Lookman can be the captain of this team. As a matter of fact, he's the face of the team already. So the idea that he messed up, he's trying to fix it. He shows that he's a man and he's moving forward with everything, and that's good. That's very good. Ademola Lookman is having a very great season, a spectacular season. Penalty miss or no penalty miss, he's a very brilliant player, one of the best wingers in the world right now as we speak.
All right. He said something that Lukman can be captain before end of the season. What do you think about that? Is it possible?
It's possible. It's possible. It's possible. He Lookman carries that thing like no other person in the team. If you look at the goals and assists, the GA that he has in that team, it's mind blowing. For somebody that is playing a team that does not have lots of funding, imagine Ademola Lookman with a team that has lots of funding, like the likes of Manchester City, has Erling Haaland up front with him, in a team like Barcelona. They have Lewandowski with him. I'm sure you are going to be having the same conversation with Ademola Lookman and Rafinha, or Ademola Lookman and Rodrigo or Vinicius, because this team have exceptional number 9s that are banking in goals week in, week out. So Ademola Lookman is doing his bits for that Atlanta team. He should be captain if he is given the opportunity. He should be captain, and I believe he's going to be an amazing captain.
All right. He said he believes he's going to be an amazing captain. Balogun, I'm talking about Glasgow Rangers defender Leon Balogun has fired a note of warning to his teammates about Fenerbahce's coach Jose Mourinho ahead of their Europa League round of 16 second leg clash on Thursday. According to the Gears, head into the home fixture with a 3-1 advantage from Turkey last Thursday, courtesy of a scintillating performance from Cyril Dessers, and the record Scottish champion have this weekend off, affording them enough opportunity and enough time to actually prepare for the tie. But Balogun has urged his teammates to perform at their optimal level. That's it for me. Optimal level. You know, when a player comes up to say, hey, come on guys, let's be at our optimal level, firing from all cylinder, you know what it means. And of course, he has actually said that so that they can reach the quarterfinal of the UEFA Europa League after Fenerbahce's game. Rangers took on Celtic in the Old Firm Derby, and that game was a very fantastic one. But the veteran Nigerian centre back will not allow the local game to take his eye off the ball ahead of raising a winning character in Mourinho. You know, Mourinho is one coach that is respected all over the world, and of course he has his own tactics, he has his own strategy. But then what would you make of this advice coming from Balogun? And of course, what do you even think about Mourinho and his club all together?
That game that day against Celtic was a shocker for everybody. Against Rangers was a shocker for everybody. You know, Fenerbahce losing to Rangers that day was out of the blue. You understand? So you can see why he's urging his team to become a better unit facing Mourinho in the second leg. Because I think Fenerbahce, they are going to do everything they can to qualify that day. You understand? So and Jose Mourinho, he has been having issues in Turkey, and I think those issues are weighing him down lately, because there's a racial propaganda against him in the Turkish league. Whilst we all know that Mourinho is not a racist, as a matter of fact, one of the best African players in Africa, Mourinho has coached most of them, if not all of them. If not, you understand. So I think he has been having this issue in Turkey. And his team are doing well, and it's the first season for him. But it was a shocker for him to lose that day. Yeah, that's what happened.
Okay, it was a shocker for him to lose that day. Let's move from the Europa League right now and get to Arteta's side right now in the EPL, as Arteta has transformed Arsenal, but don't see him winning the league. This is coming from Mikel Obi. I was even surprised. Mikel Obi is talking about, I've not heard him talk about the Super Eagles anytime lately, but he's talking about Arsenal right now. Mikel Obi, I call him Michael Obi now, as a matter of fact, don't mind me, that's by the way. But then, as a matter of fact, our former Super Eagles captain, talking about Mikel Obi, has actually shared his thoughts on Arsenal's Premier League title aspiration under manager Mikel Arteta. And Mikel Arteta, actually, you know, his pedigree. And Obi has now stated that while the Spaniard has improved the team, he is unsure if he is the right man to lead them to ultimate success. And that speaks volume As a matter of fact, if you talk about that, speaking on the Gunners' progress in his OB1 podcast posted on the social media, Mikel acknowledged Arteta's impact since taking over the club, but insisted that Arsenal must move beyond merely competing and focusing on actually winning major trophies. You know, people believe that Arsenal has a near success syndrome that is a problem. They get very close, but they never win the league. It has happened a couple of times. And do you think Mikel Obi's statement is good? Arteta, you are good, but then I don't see Arsenal winning the trophy. That's Mikel Obi saying. So now, what is Darlington saying? Are you saying something different from what Mikel Obi has said?
Not really. Speaking from a sporting point of view, from a sportsman's point of view, Arteta should be winning by now. Do you understand? This is like he has assembled a squad of over 800 million pounds. He should be winning by now. There's no excuse anymore. This is not the time he came new when he pursued Aubameyang. They gave him everything, the platform to succeed, what he wants. You understand? He pursued Xhaka, he pursued everybody he wants to pursue. He did, everything was given to him on a platter. It's time for you to deliver on the goods. You understand? So he has done well. Quite alright. Arsenal are playing very good football. They are winning, but they need to win, bring in trophies. This team is a big team. This is not Aston Villa. This is not Newcastle. This is not Tottenham. This is a very, very big team. You cannot be taking second, and you'll be comfortable. On a sporting point of view, Arteta should be doing better. Yes.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Are you a Manchester United fan, or which club are you really fanning? Because I wanted to ask a question. I want to ask a question. Which club are you supporting in England?
Chelsea.
Oh, Chelsea. Oh, no. People have written Chelsea out already. That Chelsea is not supposed to be in England. That's what people are saying. That Chelsea is supposed to be somewhere, maybe in Italy. That is not supposed to be in England. I'm not the one saying it, or his fans that are saying it. But now, which club do you rep most? I'm not talking about Chelsea now. In England, who is going to win this EPL? Your prediction now?
It has already been decided. Liverpool will win the EPL. But Chelsea, calling Chelsea like this team is the youngest team ever assembled in Premier League. The average age of this team is 23 years, and we are feeding players of 19 years, 20 years, 21 years, and you're expecting this team to just succeed immediately. Though I'm not in support of Blue Coat, because I was among the people that protested. Yeah, I don't like their approach. This is a winning team. When you sign 3, 4, 5 young players, sign 2 experienced players to back it up. But Blue Coat just wants to go all out for young players and do their thing. I'm not in support of it at all. But calling this team a disgrace at this stage of the season, we are in Champions League places. Chelsea, they are in Champions League places. It's not a bad thing. For a team like Manchester United that is paying almost the highest wage in the Premier League, if not the highest, second to third highest wage in the Premier League, nobody is saying anything. And a team like Arsenal that everybody has said this is their season and they are still flopping. Those are the flops of the season. Nobody projected Chelsea to become 4th of the season this season. Everybody said this team will flop, this team will not. But they are in 4th position. They had a mid-season crisis, but I think they are finding their feet back. That shows that they have somewhere that they are going. On a sporting point of view, that's what I'm saying. This team had a project, an idea. Finish 4th, finish Champions League places, win the Conference League. So far, so good. They are in both of these competitions, and they are doing exceedingly well. You understand? So I'm not saying that because, but I'm telling you for free. Okay, look at Man City, for instance. The best team in the Premier League. They are way down in the Premier League standing. Who have we again? Tottenham Hotspur spent a lot of money for Ange Postecoglou. They are way down in the pecking order in the Premier League table. Those are the teams that's like they flopped. This team is a young team trying to make themselves better, trying to form a unit. Though I'm not in support of Bluco, but this team has done well. Maresca has done well for Chelsea.
Okay, that's the Chelsea. That's the Chelsea. That's the Chelsea die-hard fan, and as a matter of fact, I'm still going to come to England. I'm still going to come to England because now you are repping Chelsea. You are repping Chelsea. You are not so impressed with Manchester United, even though some people say Manchester United they are playing like women. Some fans are the ones saying that. It's not my mouth. Few people hear it. All right, let's get to other leagues from around the world right now. Now we'll finish talking about what's happening in England. Let's talk a little bit about the UEFA Champions League. Bayern Leverkusen's coach Xabi Alonso believed that his team can pull off an epic comeback against Bayern Munich in the Champions League, despite they are trailing 3-0 defeat from the first leg and losing Florian Wirtz to injury. What do you think about this statement? And what do you think about the UEFA Champions League on the whole? What do you think?
It's an open tournament. Yeah, it's an open tournament. We have things like Barcelona flying high, Liverpool flying high. For the case of Bayern Munich and Bayern Leverkusen, it's a derby something. You understand? So what I see there is Bayern Leverkusen are out of the Champions League. They are out. I don't care what Alonso will come and do later, but that team will beat Bayern Leverkusen home and away. It's obvious. I watched their game. The game, it looks shabby from their end. They are not sparkling like the way they used to be. They are not electric like the way they used to be. I don't know what's missing in that team, but something is missing that day. Anyways. So if they play like that the way they played the other day, I think they are out. And Leverkusen, the Bayern team have very good players. They have Musiala, who is in top form, Olise, who is in top form, and the best striker in the world, Harry Kane, in the person of Harry Kane. So you can see that they have the tools to execute that game, to finish that game. And I'm not sure they are going to just relax and let Leverkusen play them out and win them. So they are out.
Okay. Let's talk about Slot a little bit. Still from the UEFA Champions League, let's look at Slot, who is urging Liverpool to step up for PSG showdown. According to the boss, I'm talking about Arne Slot, who has described Paris Saint-Germain's visit as the second of 3 finals in a week. But he has also warned that much more is required from the Premier League leaders. Okay, like you said just now, that already everyone knows that Liverpool is actually going to take the league. They are already over for the league. For the EPL, they got a trophy already, according to what a lot of people have concluded. And of course, there is this word coming right now. So to progress to the Champions League quarterfinal, they need to up their game. The Reds escaped the part this Prince with a 1-0 lead last week, despite being dominated by the French champions, who actually thwarted by an inspired performance from Liverpool goalkeeper Alisson Becker. You can remember in that game, he was fantastic. He was beautiful. He was a goal stopper, as a matter of fact. And the Brazilian number 1 described his 9th save display as the performance of his life. 9 beautiful save display. Well, as a matter of fact, he said that's the best performance of his life. Liverpool have now, they have never, let me just put it straight, let me put the record straight, that Liverpool have never lost a European tie at Anfield after winning the first leg away. However, Slot is taking nothing for granted after PSG's strong performance, because Luis Enrique remains confident. That's the word right now, and these are 2 wonderful coaches. He is confident that his sides are going to do it, despite suffering their first defeat in 23 games. They don't care. But what he's saying is that we are going to smash it. And these are 2 big names, 2 big coaches. But then, what do you think of this statement right there?
When you watch that game, when you see that game, you understand one thing in football. The eye test does not equal to the scoreline. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yes, I do. I do.
Yeah, the eye test. If like, there are some things, there are some players that start just back up, and there are some things that you just see that this is good. Paris Saint-Germain dominated Liverpool that day. The eye test did not tell the scoreline, the whole story. Sorry, the scoreline did not tell the whole story of that match. That match should have been up to like 6-1. But at the end of the day, it happened. Football happened. Football, anything can happen. I am in support of Paris Saint-Germain that day to beat Liverpool in the return leg, because they played very well. I'm a sportsman. I saw what I saw, and I don't think anybody can take it away from anybody. I saw what I saw. I saw this Liverpool team being dominated. Like, from beginning to the end, they were dominated, end to end. I did not see any flashes from Salah, flashes from Gravenberg, Szoboszlai. I didn't see anything of those sorts. I saw Dembele, I saw Kvaratskhelia, I saw Desire Doué, I saw Bakula dominating this Liverpool team, and I expect the same thing to happen again. So for Enrique to tell people that his team are going to come back and do something meaningful, it shows that if you watch that game very well, that man knows what he's doing, and he has one of the most exciting teams in Europe, one of the most beautiful teams to watch. I told a friend when I was when we were talking about football. Yeah, he was asking me, like, I'm bored of football lately. I said, no, don't get bored. There are some beautiful teams you can watch. Go watch Paris Saint-Germain and play. They are one of the most exciting teams, right from their goalkeeper to their forward line. They don't have a recognized striker in most of their first half game. They play fluid attacking system, like the ones we used to see with the MSN of old, Messi, Neymar, Suarez. They have Dembele, they have Kvaratskhelia, they have Bakula. No fixed position for those three guys. Those three guys will torment you any day. They will torment any defense any day, and they are a unit. Unlike the Mbappe, Vinicius, and Rodrigo, that is not yet sync to the way people expect them to sync. These boys are doing shit, and they are going to go places if they continue like this. And if they want to win, they will definitely win.
All right, that's beautiful. Let's just get it right here. Now, our time is running very fast. I wish we could have all the time to talk sport this beautiful morning. But then, let's talk about this. It is obvious that Dortmund's Champions League hope is in the balance ahead of Leeds' return. This is what I mean. Let me put everything in perspective, Darlington. If you know, Borussia Dortmund may be relying on continued progress in their Champions League to actually keep their season alive. I'm just saying, but they head to France for the return leg of their last 16 tie against Leeds, with work to do after their 1-1 draw. And that's to tell you that these games are not a game to just push it aside, because a Igni game that is 1-1, know that game was really tough. You know, everyone's struggling until the last whistle, because you don't want the next goal to come from your opponent, because that may be what will result into the defending, and you get to lose that game. And that was how it ended last week. But then Karim Adeyemi's first half goal had given Dortmund the lead at the home in the first leg before the equalizer, which actually perhaps give Lille the edge as the team meet again at the Stade Perry-Morat Dortmund Stadium. And of course, Dortmund are enduring a poor domestic campaign. As a matter of fact, I don't know what you think about that game, because I don't know. What do you think about that game? These two clubs, what do you think about them? Are they a club to watch?
Yeah, it's a very good matchup. A very good matchup. Dortmund and Lille. It's one of the best matchup. Like, they are in the same space right now. The same abilities. The two teams, they're in the same abilities. But I respect Niko Kovac so much, the Dortmund coach. I've seen him work magic with other clubs. I think if he's given enough time, he just resumed here in Dortmund. I think if he's given enough time, he can do something. You understand? But time waits for no man. It's football. Like I said, anything can happen. He can be eliminated. He has had poor forms. The Dortmund team as a whole, they dropped drastically. I don't know what happened. This was a team that was Champions League finalists few seasons ago, and now they dropped form. I don't know what happened. I think They need to just pick themselves up and get going again.
Finally, before I let you go, Nigeria table tennis star Quadri Aruna has been drawn against world number 2 and Chinese player Wang Chuqin in round 32 of the WTT Champions Chongqing 2025 in China. I don't know. What do you think? How much trust do you have in Quadri? We are rounding up now in just 1 minute. What would you have to say? That's from the world of tennis now.
I want him to win that $800,000. You understand? He's a Nigerian. He should understand the reason he should win that money. And he's a good player anyways. Not disputing the fact that that Chinese guy is very good. He's a good player, but that 800K is a huge amount of money. He should try and win his own so that we can be proud of him, like our brother that he is. So that's it.
All right, many thanks for joining us on TalkSport today, Darlington. It's been a very wonderful show. I would have loved us to continue, but you know now we can't turn back the hands of time. Time is up already. Thanks for joining us today. It's so good to have you on the show.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, that's going to be the size of TalkSport for this very beautiful day. But then you just got to know that so many things are happening. We just talked about Aruna right now, but there are certain things we really need to take back home because we're talking about the big money right here. These two players are very fantastic player. The Nigerian table tennis star Quadri Aruna has been drawn with the world number 2. We're talking about world number 2 right here, and Aruna and of course Chuqin will face off. That's going to be on Wednesday in one of the first round game of the $800,000 prize money tournament. Big money right there. Big money. Oh, Aruna, please bring this money home. We need it. We need it. If not for anything, let's boost our economy with it. I know say if you win if you don't reach me, but he reach you, my brother. Me, I dey happy now to boost the economy and to make us proud. Well, that's big money that will be coming up right there. $800,000 prize money tournament, which marks the season's inaugural WTT Women's Champions event. Well, it's World Women's Day, so if you hear women from my mouth, it's not my fault. All right, that's going to be the size of TalkSport for this morning. It's been a very wonderful time, and I'm so excited that you were there from the beginning of the show until now. We will come on your way again. You know how sport is. Remember that it's good to be a sportsman, a sportswoman, because sport ignites, sport unites, sport day and night. There is no double dose when it comes to sport. Just keep tab on Global Television, and of course you will be glad you did. My name is Ramsey Enoch. A very beautiful morning to all of our fans out there. Bye-bye for now. See you.